Some of us have to work a job that we don't like, or even worse, where we're beaten down or we're made to feel less than, or just an environment that can be polluted, or have to take an exam that you don't like at all, but is a means to an end, or in the case of the job, you have children to feed, a family to cater to, and you just need the income. And I recently made a video where I shared a few things that helped me just beat procrastination in general and just crack on with my self-development and being productive and getting things done. But towards the end, I made a statement where I said to not bother to be productive if you're dealing in something that you don't even like. And that pricked my conscience because for a long time, I had to be in a job that I didn't like. And there can be so much pressure and anxiety because you have to show up to a place or show up to a study group that squeezes the joy out of you, but you still have to show up. And so consider this the other side of productivity that people rarely talk about, because there's an underlying assumption that we're all doing things that we enjoy. And that's why you can go for it, you can get at it, you can jump at it. But sometimes it's beyond that. It's that there's no joy. You're just doing it because you have to show up. Recently, I was speaking to my friend and she was sharing with me how that she's barely just getting to work. I don't know if that has come from the job or from life circumstances, but the environment of productivity is not there for starters. You're not crazy. You are not crazy at all when the motivational speakers that you hear and the messages that they pass, when they don't work, you're not crazy. Let me share with you a recent development. Well, not very recent, but the World Health Organization has an updated meaning of burnout. I would have thought it was work overload for a long time. I really did think that work overload was what could lead to occupational burnout or just burnout in general. They've now redefined it to include increased mental distance from one's job or feelings of negativism or cynicism related to one's job. So things as little as knowing that there are gossips everywhere around you, or gossips by people about you or where you are about other people, just negativity going on in the environment can really lead to burnout. And that explains why we sometimes feel the way that we feel when we're in spaces that just don't feel right. It's burnout. And it's a type of burnout that we don't recognize, because for a long time, and even me until I stumbled upon this, I attached burnout to work overload and just taking on too much. Sometimes it's not really that you don't have the capacity, it's that the environment is not there. The burnout is from the environment. And let's not even forget that the plant can only be as good as the soil, and the soil is the environment, in this case for human beings. And this may be a good place to add that there's such a thing as misalignment burnout. Slightly differently from what I've just explained, this occurs when you're in a field that you don't enjoy. So it may not be the environment, maybe the nature of the job that you do. It's something that you have to do versus something that you love to do. Misalignment, as the name suggests, is burnout that has come from this is where your heart really wants to go, but this is what you have to do for the now. Productivity expert Ali Abdaal, in his book, The Feel Good Productivity, talks about this. And he suggests, if I remember very well, or maybe I'm just paraphrasing, that it's a lifelong task. At every point in time, we have to look inwards, look outwards, and redefine what it is that we're doing. And if we still enjoy it, and if it has changed, what is it now that can give you that satisfaction? You will find, in my opinion, I think that you will find that there is a constant. For example, if you're somebody who's into leadership and who just enjoys helping people, that's what I consider leadership, by the way, is service, not necessarily having a position, just helping and pouring into people and uplifting someone and speaking life into the next person, then you will find that when you are a teenager, that may take the form of sharing. When you become a young adult, in my case, for example, it can take the form of still sharing, but now I'm onto making videos. To not suffer misalignment burnout, you have to, from time to time, reevaluate what you're doing and what you are given to really determine if that's something that your heart aligns with, your core, your drive, all of these things align with. If you've made it this far, can you tell me why you've not subscribed if you aren't subscribed? And why you've not hit the like button, whether you're subscribed or not? Well, you should be subscribed because it's free. It's free. But please subscribe if you believe this is good content that may help someone, because then the platform knows it and will recommend it to other people. But if you don't, they think everyone hates it and won't show it to anyone. And it's a lot of work that will go to waste. Thank you. And sorry to interrupt your video. Number 2, some people call it the play along. They'll say, just play along. I would say, act according to what is obtainable with the system and the people. And I know that sounds like you'll be betraying yourself because the values that they subscribe to, you don't agree with. You don't have to agree to align yourself with just in the moment for that environment. Don't forget, we're talking about a situation that you cannot afford to leave because you have people to feed if it's a job, or you have to write the exam as a means to the career that you want to pursue. So you don't like the exams, but you have to. So it's not one where you can say, I'm just going to get out, which would be the first option if you can afford to. Except that here, again, we cannot afford that. So think about it this way. Give to Caesar what Caesar requires for you to have your peace. And we'll talk about what to do with the residue of dissatisfaction that you feel in a minute. But yeah, just think about it that way. This will give you a more healthy demeanor. It will build you more healthy friendships in that space, whether it's work or exams or anything else. Those are just the 2 most common examples. Or even your mental wellness, when you come into that space, will be so much better because you're working. I'm avoiding saying playing along, but that's what it is in the books of some people. But to play along will be to be fake. But here we're being real. We've called the spade a spade, and we're just saying, well, I don't like what's going on here. I don't like the values that they subscribe to, but this is where I get what I used to put food on my table. So I'm going to just do what is required of me. We're not surrendering to a system of values that we don't like, but we're also not beating ourselves up. And then the third thing, which is what is going to, I believe, help that residue of unhappiness, is draw an out strategy. Draw something, design something, start working or building towards something that you enjoy. When we have a job, we think that our lives are made, and that's not true. Your job may require your 9 to 5, but you have your 5 till 9. What's happening around that time? You can go dancing after work if that's something that gives you passion. You can start, if you teach dancing, maybe you're a professional or someone who feels like I'm good enough and I'm confident in this ability well enough to share with other people. You can start coaching people how to dance. Just something, an activity that you're passionate about. Let me tell you, that excitement that your job or the exam or the thing that you're given to daily does not bring you, and that you're failing now to be productive at because of the burnout due to maybe misalignment or occupational burnout, as we've talked about, the excitement that you're supposed to get from that you don't get will come from here. And this will do a lot, especially break this cycle. There is a cycle for starters. If you just remain within the go to work and come back, or go school and come back, it will be a cycle of sadness because you're going to a place where, again, the joy is being squeezed out of you and you're coming back feeling exhausted. But if you bring that little thing into your evenings, for example, you break the cycle. So you have something like work to fun to home full of joy, and you wake up again full of joy, and you can somehow look forward to school that you don't enjoy or work that you don't enjoy, and it will still make sense and you'll still be productive. I remember that the term that took for me was to skyrocket my productivity to a degree that even I couldn't explain, because I still didn't agree with what was going on, but I just will do my job and do it to the best of my ability, because I had something now that was giving me the excitement that I needed to be good with anything that came my way. I was still a human being. Time still came when I was unhappy with something that had happened, but for the most part, I was a better version of me in comparison to the times when I was just stuck to that routine of going to work, being sad about things and coming back, being sad from work and going back and coming back. It's just a mess. I also want to add that the feel-good hormones, we've heard a lot about them, dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, etc. They actually come from the excitement that is created when you look forward to, more than they come from the activity itself. So just that excitement that you're feeling about, oh, I'm going to meet up with friends or I'm going to travel, can bring so much joy, much more joy sometimes than the actual event. And if you think about it, you may realize that it's happened to you maybe with other things once or twice, where the looking forward to it part is where the fun is. And when you've done it, it's like, yeah, wow, it was fun, but is that really all? I really hope this helps someone as much as it's helped me. I'll be more than happy to hear in the comment section how you manage environments that are not so pleasant, but that you're mandated to be productive at. Don't forget to subscribe. That is free. And if you believe that this is good content or content that may be helpful, then please hit the like button as well. Share it, because then the platform, YouTube, if that's where you're watching from, Instagram or TikTok, if that's where you're watching from, knows that somebody may like this content and may suggest it to more people. Again, it's free and it will cost you nothing. And I love you for watching. Thank you. Bye-bye.